look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. Hey, nobody. Alright. Hey. So is it just capturing the program? I told it not to, but it's doing it anyway. Let me see. Sources! I want to just get this. And it's just getting the program. Told it not to. Why is it doing that? Well, I got the right program. I want to get my desktop. That's what I told it to do. Display capture. Let me see if I can. La, 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 la. Where are you? Add. What's the difference between window capture and display capture? So we got display capture, right? Alright, create new. And then we do it. And holy shit. So this is it. Am I getting... Hold on. Can you... Alright, create new. And then we do it. And holy shit. So this is it. Am I getting... Hold on. Can you... Alright, create new. Alright. And then we do it. And holy shit. This is my first time streaming, so this is it. Checking things out here. Am I getting... And it looks like I actually got a couple people. Hi, people. I got 2 watching. That's amazing. I wasn't expecting anybody. I seriously was not expecting anybody. So right now, it's my first time streaming, and I've got OBS going. I told it to capture my desktop, but instead, it's just capturing the program, which is okay, but once I compile and run the game, it's not going to show up. That's a problem. So, for now, this is okay, but... Welcome, 2 people, to my stream, my very first stream. 2 people. You know what? One of them might be me. We'll find out. It could be both me. You could type something in the live chat, I'll see it, and then I'll find out for sure. But for now, let's get started if anybody's watching. So this is Robot Z. This is the code. This is the programming language I use. It's called Visual Atari Basic. Or Atari Basic, but this is the IDE that I use to make my Atari games. This is what I use to make Princess Rescue, what I use to make Zippy the Porcupine, and now what I'm using to make this game, which has been like 5 years in the making. The only reason why it's been taking so long is, well, not the only reason, but there's many reasons. The complexity of the game is one of the reasons. The basically experimenting a lot with what I could do and what I couldn't do. That has a lot to do with it as well. I've made probably 2 or 3 different versions of this game, experimenting with a whole bunch of different stuff, just to kind of get a feel for what it is I can actually really do with the hardware. And found out a lot of things that I just couldn't do and had to really start over from scratch. So it's just kind of the way it's been. Why it's been taking so long for this game to come out. But hopefully it's capturing me scrolling through my code. I don't know if it is. I'm looking right now and it doesn't look like it's doing it. So I'm going to go back to OBS over here. And it's funny because in the preview on OBS, if anybody's watching this and you know anything about OBS, please tell me. Hey, Zippy, yeah. Zippy Red Plumber. Hey, Frost Luigi. Yeah, here I am. I'm glad somebody's watching. I don't know if you have any experience with OBS or not, but it's my first time ever using it. And I thought I had set it to capture my desktop, which would include everything that's going on there, but in preview mode, it's showing my desktop and has a red box around everything it's showing, meaning what I've got on the window on the desktop right now, which is Atari Basic, which is now OBS. I moved it over there, which is also what else? Whatever else I have over here. But in program, it's just showing Atari Basic, and it doesn't even look like it's scrolling. Let me go back to my capture here. Let me know if you hear me too. I would like to know. So if you guys can hear me, I would love to know that. I don't know if you can. So just like type in the chat if you can hear me. Is it scrolling? LS2. No, it's still showing up as frozen. At least it is on my end. Let me scroll further in my stream. BDS. Okay, it is. It is. Okay, cool. So I paused my stream on my side just so I could see what was going on. That's good. Okay, I'm going to type something for you guys to see. I'm going to do it right here in this space. And I'm going to do this. Can you hear me? Question, 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 question. I'm going to do it in chat too. Can you hear me? Alright, so there's that. Don't worry, this is totally professional, kind of. I guess, wait, do I still have viewers? 3? That's 3. Look at that, there's a little bump. Is that... Oh, it's a comment. Okay, that's you. Alright, can you hear me? Awesome! Thank you, Prosluigi. Alright, glad that's working. I did some pre-prep before coming here, because I'd never streamed before, so I wanted to make sure that everything was working okay before I just popped on. So far I've got more viewers than I thought I would have. I thought I'd have 0. So thank you for coming by, Frost. Appreciate it. So this, back to the game. So this is the code for my latest thing, Robot Z. This Atari Basic. It's basically, what is it? It's basic programming for the Atari 2600. And that's how whenever I program, it's usually how I do things, rather that or C. I know a little bit of assembly, but the Atari hardware is such a difficult beast to make it work right that my assembly knowledge isn't quite enough to make it happen. So what I'm going to do here, I want to compile this and see if it shows up on the stream. So this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to compile this right now. Right now I've got it set so it actually save changes. Oh yeah, because I typed in, can you hear me? So I'm going to compile this. Good. And I'm going to play it. I'm going to see if it shows up on stream. Let me know. Let me know if Robot Z shows up on stream. If you can actually see it. And if not, let me see if I can figure this out. So I'm going to compile. Oh, not compile, already did. I'm going to play. Run. Thank you. Okay, so it's showing up on my screen. If I had a desktop capture going on, it would show up here. But I don't think that's what's happening. So you might be able to hear the audio at least. So this, right now I'm testing my latest level. It's called Robo City. And it works a little bit differently than the previous level that has been released in the demo. And so there's some features in there that I'm trying to basically bug fix right now. So you can see if it shows up, Robo City, and then here's the There's something wrong with my HP checker. Oh, tonight is there. I don't know how my volume balance is either, so it's possibly random. But I put that little thing in there to make sure. Just to test my randomizer out, see if it's always going to 0, because sometimes it does that. So, right now, as you can see it, it's yellow. It's not the plan for this level. It just ended up being that way, so I gotta think, oh, tinnitus. Yeah, that's screwed up. Okay, that's cool. Fine. Okay, so I'm gonna quit this. So, I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna delete my messages. Sound good, long live Tia. Great. Let me know if you saw that, because I sure the hell don't know. Let me know if you saw Robot Z show up on the screen, and if it didn't, I gotta figure out what's going on. The one thing I haven't quite figured out yet with OBS, because when I first started setting it up, I told it just to capture the program. It's like, wait, I don't want to do that because when the emulator shows up, I wanted to show that too. So I changed it from just the program to the desktop, but then it didn't look like it did it, and it's kind of pissed me off a little bit. Let me see. I'm gonna look at my stream. Doesn't look like it did it. Yeah. 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 Okay. Shoot. I wish I could make this work like I want it to. So there's this red bounding box from OBS. And I'm not sure if that's doing anything. It's kind of interesting to see on my side anyway. It's buffering big time on my side. Sadly, no robot. Heard it though. Okay, at least you heard it. And I wish I could get a little help on OBS. It's weird because I can on my preview, it's showing me all sorts of fun stuff, but it's not doing it on the stream, which is kind of strange. One of my sources I have is I have two display sources because I couldn't get the first one to work right? I'm just wondering, maybe I should go and just, for now, just start going through my code here. Okay, let's just do that because you're here. I don't want to bore you to death with my OBS problems. So what I'm doing right now is trying to figure out a few of the bugs that's with Robo City, which is the next level in this game. So let me just scroll through the problem. Look, one of the first things I noticed is the screen is yellow. I mean, you didn't see it, but the level is yellow. That's not the color I want for the level. It's supposed to be like a gunmetal gray. And I have a routine in here on my display. It's called render screen. That takes care of all basically the color information, the sprite information. Do I duplicate it? Do I resize it to be double the size, whatever, before we send it out to the screen? There's a routine I've made that actually does that, takes care of that before it just spits all the video information out. And it's called render screen. So I'm going to look for it. The code is quite big right now, so if I ever need to find anything, I have to do a search for it. So there it is, render screen. Yeah. So this takes care of all the information that it looks at all the variables, figures out what it needs to do with all the sprites and the colors and everything before it just spits it out. So right now, one of the things that's not doing properly is setting the level color to the right color points. And I don't know if I've made a color table yet for my levels. So, because I just had that one level before, which was the one in the demo. So I don't think I ever established a color. So we got level color. Okay, I guess I did plan ahead. So I do have this. So temp2, and there's temporary variables in Atari basically you can use. There's, I think, 6 of them. So I assign one of them to act as like a temporary storage for the level color before it sets it. And it's looking like there's a table called level color temp. I'm using temp variable to find it. Yeah, it's looking at the level, storing it there, and then it's taking the temp2, and then it's going to use it to find out what color we're supposed to be using in the table. So let's find that level color table. So we're going to go in there. I don't even know if my find and replace is popping up. But, okay, so here's another one for the load screen draw. That's interesting. Level colors, a couple of them. Boss pre-render. Level color OB for the other bank. Oh, here's level. Wow, they're both 136. Okay, I can totally see why it's yellow, because it's pulling a color basically out of its ass. Because my data for my level colors only have 2 in there. I don't have all the levels colored because I hadn't plug that in before. Robo City is, I think, the 7th level. So there's 9 levels in total, 0 through 8. And this one's number 7 in that range. So actually it's the 8th level technically, but it's number 7. So it goes in order of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to be, so for now, I'm just going to put some zeros in there as a buffer, because it's going to be looking for number 7. So we got 0, 1, 2, wait, sorry, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is, wait, did I do that right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's the last one I put in there. And I'm going to put another one because I'm going to need to put it in anyway. But this one right here, this one right here is where I need to put that level color. So I'm going to view my TIA palette here. And I want this one, I don't know if this is showing up the screen, probably not. But I want it to be more of a gunmetal gray. The best I can do on the Atari for that is probably, let's try 08. So what we're going to do, well, it's just going to be 8 in here. Hexadecimal and decimal and all that is all the same when you're under 10. So it's going to put that 8 for a level color. Now, of course, you can't see this yet, so I'm going to compile that. I know I did very little. And now, at least on my end, I can see if it's my level showing up as gray instead of yellow. Yes, it is. It's very black and white. Alright, so that worked. I wish I could show you, but now that it's turned my level gray, which is what I want. So that's cool. Alright, so that problem has been fixed. Now, the next problem I've got, there's a couple of them actually. So with this new level implementation, it's like, it has an issue of when I get to the rooftop on this level, it's not putting the exits in the right spot. So I'm just have to fall off an edge of a building to get down again when there should be exits. And I think that's because it's putting the, there's 2 ways you can do exits in a section on a level. It's either through the top or the bottom. There's a bit that sets this. And if it's 0, it's the top. And if it's 1, it's the bottom. But I think that's how it is. I don't remember. It's rather 0 is the top or 0 is the bottom. And 1 is the top or 1 is the bottom. I might have flipped it. That's one thing I can't quite get. Now, I had it working at one point, and then all of a sudden last night I changed something and it just went away, and it didn't work anymore. I'm not sure why that is. It's quite possible that I had it set wrong the entire time, and then when I fixed another problem, it actually went to the right place and just did what it was originally doing and not working. So I have to find the part of the level. Now this is going to be like there's a space where you go in and, now this is a roguelike game, meaning that you go and it changes. Every time you play it, it's going to be different. So it actually has to, there's a big randomization element, and you have to account for a lot of things in coding when you do this, because you don't want to make the game basically unplayable when you have different aspects that could happen that you don't account for. And it makes programming for the Atari is difficult enough. But when you're trying to do a roguelike on the Atari with a game like this, it just makes it so hard to keep track of everything, because there's just so many different little sections of code you have to implement to make these kind of things happen. So I have a part of a code that actually sets up the level, the roguelike elements in there, and it's in bank 8. I've been working on this last night too, so I kind of remember where things are that I've been working on. So I'm going to go scroll down to bank 8 here, and this is, you can see this is the load section routine, and I've got you see here. So the load section routine, it just checks for things. Like this part here, this checks if you're on the very end of the level. And if so, then we're in the boss section, the boss room, and we need to take care of that. So it does this stuff. And if not, then it just goes on to the regular like level section creation here, or generation. And there's tables for all these levels. So it basically is pulling random information from the tables and making the level out of it. So right here I've added this recently. It's just basically checking if, hey, if we're on the Robo City level, then we need to go down here. So let's go down here. And then down here is, it checks for which section we're in. It's like, oh, we're on the rooftop, which is 3. And if you're this far over on the screen, that means, oh, you've actually hit one of the section exits to get you back there. And then if you're not in there, you're more in the middle, that means you fell off the edge of a cliff. Or not cliff, but off the edge of a building, and you should be going down into the void. So that's what this part, these two take care of. So there's something wrong where it's not showing the proper exit for the rooftop areas. It's just you have to fall down. There's no other way out. And right here, there's a bit, as I was talking about before, called section exit, and that's what this is. And however that bit is set means that the exit's on top or bottom. Now, the exit's not showing up on the rooftop, so I'm guessing it's setting the bit so it shows up on top, which means it's in the sky, which means that it shouldn't be happening. And it should be on the ground, and it's not showing up. Now, it was showing up before, but that's because when it was showing up before, the code was screwing up and actually going to the base level stuff instead of the city stuff. My computer doesn't seem to be handling the streaming very well because it keeps asking me a question. But that's okay. So, alright, so I need to figure out where this is happening. So it should be having an exit on the bottom somewhere. Randomization makes RT happy. Alright. I don't know if I have anybody watching now. Yeah, it's lagging. I'm gonna pause it. Oh. Okay. Let me turn down my volume. I need to actually watch my stream as it's going. So I'm gonna turn down my volume. Okay. On this. So, anyway, back to let me turn down my volume. I need to actually watch my stream as it's going. So I'm gonna turn down my volume. Since I have no watchers right now. On this. So, let me turn down my volume. I need to actually watch my stream as it's going. So I'm gonna turn down my volume. Since I have no watchers right now. On this. So, let me turn down my volume. I need to actually watch my stream as it's going. So I'm gonna turn down my volume. Since I have no watchers right now. On this. So, let me turn down my volume. I need to actually watch my stream as it's going. So I'm gonna turn down my volume. Since I have no watchers right now. On this. So, let me turn down my volume. I need to actually watch my stream as it's going. So I'm gonna turn down my volume. Since I have no watchers right now. On this. So, let me turn down my volume. I need to actually watch my stream as it's going. There we go. I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on. Oh, God. Sorry, Frost. What I ended up doing was I had on my side, I had the stream paused. And I wanted to play it to see what was capturing. And when that happened, I was capturing the audio, and I didn't realize that I was capturing the audio. And then I looked in OBS, and I was like, "Oh, geez, why am I peeking on my desktop audio? I have nothing running that should be doing that." And I looked like, "Oh, the video is now capturing the video." That's a problem. Okay, so I got that stopped. Now, I really, 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 really want to show the game. And I'm looking at my display capture. It's like capture the cursor, displays the display monitor, awesome. But when I go into OBS, it shows program. It's just capturing Visual BB, which I don't want it to do. But it's not giving me a choice. So Frost, if you're still here, and I didn't scare you away with my constant duplication of myself, if you can just bear with me on this, because I really do want to get this solved so you can actually see the compiled game running when I'm testing out some changes in code, so you can just watch along with me. I think that'd be really cool if I could do that. I just haven't quite figured out how to do that yet. I'm looking at my FPS and it's really slow. That's cool. It's like 8 frames per second. Loving that. So we're going to go back to my display capture. I got 2 of them going on. They're both in the same thing, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to get rid of one of them. Let's see what happens. Are you sure you want to? Yes, I do. So hey, Frost, if you're still here, just in the chat, let me know if something changes. Like I can't see anything, or oh look at that, everything just got scrunched up into a corner, or whatever. Just let me know, because I'm playing around now with my capture settings, because I don't know what the hell's going on. I really don't. Help! All right, display. What are my options? Yeah, I know, but I don't want it to capture this. I want it to capture what I've got bounded over here. View, edit, settings. Let's go to settings. Maybe there's something in there. Stream, yeah, output, video, base, downscale filter, okay, whatever. Video output is currently active. Please turn off any outputs to change video settings. What does that mean? Video output is currently active. Please turn off any outputs to change the videos. Oh, okay. That's not what I want to do. Wait, output. Output mode. What the hell is this? Streaming, encoder. No. Oh, I should have probably figured this out before I streamed. You're probably getting bored over there. Help me. Source. I don't know why it's so difficult to try and figure out how to just capture a desktop. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. In fact, that's what I have in my preview. But when it goes to program, see, there's like, I don't know if you know OBS or not, but there's like 2 different screens. There's preview and program. So in preview, I got my desktop, which is what I want to really capture. But in program, it just shows Atari Basic. And that's not what I want to capture. But I'm looking at my stream, and it's just showing Atari Basic. So I want it to capture my desktop instead. In fact, I'm trying to tell it to do that. Display capture, sources, yes, that's what I want. Yes, can I make that my default? Is it doing it? I don't know what this program thing over here is. It's just there. What is going on? Move up, move down. Properties. Let's go to properties. That's always fun. Let's go to properties. Yes. Okay, I know. That's what I want. Why is this? Oh, what the? Okay, whatever. Okay, this is interesting. Let's see what's going on here. Show in multi-view. Okay, transition override. Wait, do I have to transition? What the fuck is going on? Oh, sorry. Oh, really? I have to do that? That's really intuitive. So now I should have my desktop. You see it? Awesome. I figured it out. It only took me a half hour. I should have like balloons and streamers on the screen. Ooh. So yeah, now you see my desktop. This is what I've been trying to do for like a half an hour. I'm glad I was finally able to figure it out for you guys. Now when I compile the program, you can actually see it. So yeah, I'm looking at it. I got like a 10-second delay happening on my end as far as the stream goes. So I'm going to compile. That's what this little guy up here is. And then that works fine. Now we're going to run it and you'll be able to see it and hear it and all that fun stuff. So here's Robot Z running at probably a good 10 frames per second on this computer. But we'll find out here. So let's run it. Then this is Robo City. This is the thing I'm currently working on. I got the colors to change to the right colors. And I'm getting to the ground. So that's a problem. Data space, so I'm going to reuse some stuff. So Robo City's my base area. So I'm reusing some stuff already. This song I just wrote is a new song. Every song is taken up 2K space, which is I don't really have much to spare. So some of the future songs you have to really time. Make these long songs. Rooftop? Nope, not yet. I just want to see rooftop here. I'm probably going to go back to the street level. Yep, there it is. I'm not a fan of that big RC. When I was designing this, I thought it would be kind of cool to have a sign that says like RC for Robo City, but then it ended up being that big. And I'm like, okay, that sucks. Let's not do that. Oh, tinnitus. Yes, it's back. Just run to the rooftops. All I want to try. Back to probably the street level. Nope, not yet. We're getting back to street level. Oh, I didn't take that out because I know it's working. That was just that tone is there because I was testing out how many times I randomized zero. Screen. Oh, I guess it's me now. Doesn't matter. Alright, I just wanted to go to the rooftops. So this is red. That's when Zero Page was playing this, I noticed you never use red. Zero Page, when you're red, that means you have your shield on, which means the damage you take actually goes from your ability power instead of your range points. Oh, I'm so sorry, people. They have to let me. I'll take it out. I promise. Explosion's still pretty good. It would have been too easy to it's not adding. So I should have come to screw you, stop walking. We're going back down to the street. Oh, cool, I'm in the sign. That's what there we go. I just want to get to the rooftop. That's really what I want to do. Oh, I'm dead. It's like, well, I know you're trying. I know you're trying really hard to get to the rooftop. But you know what? I think I'll just kill you instead. Just put you out of your misery. And we're going to try a fresh start to get to the Another problem I have to see is it's always starting the same place. I fixed that last night, that's right. Hey, I went right to the roof. That should not have happened. That should not have happened. You cannot use it directly from the street. And yeah, I'm still not in view. So I gotta fall off the edge. But then it thinks I'm actually going to do the regular part. Now I'm back. Yeah, there's some problems. So we're just gonna quit that. Hope you enjoyed watching some of the new level in Robot Z. New/old because I am reusing some base area elements in Robo City. But so we're going to go to the part now that prepares the whole Robo City sections and kind of dictates what shows up in the level. So so here's Bank 8, the 8th bank. There's 16 banks. It's a 64K game. So what I'm doing here, let me check chat really quick. You sure did. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Frost. Okay, so, alright. So let's see here. Alright, back to this. So Bank 8. Bank 8 is every bank is 4K of ROM space. So you get 16 banks with a 64K ROM. So Bank 8 is right in the middle. It's one of my many 4K spaces. This one, each bank kind of takes care of a different part of the program. This bank here takes care of loading up level sections, initializing them properly. It stores, what does it store? All the spawning data, which is all the places that you can end up on these levels. That's what Bank 8 takes care of. And it also configures all the enemies that show up as well. So Bank 8 takes care of that. And what it's not doing properly is initializing some of the level preparation randomization for Robo City here. And this section here is for loading any section of any level. So right here we're checking, hey, if we're in Robo City, we need to go down here because it takes care of loading up levels differently than, let's say, base area or any other standard level. Because Robo City is a little bit unique compared to some of the other levels, how it handles things. So it needs, part of the whole code for this game, there's going to be some special handlers for different levels because there are different aspects to some different levels that the standard engine won't be able to do. So I have to kind of deviate a little bit here and there. So Robo City is kind of this exception where it has to deviate a little bit from the standard engine. So right here I have it because in Robo City there's a ground level, like a street level, and there's a rooftop level. And in between that is the insides of the buildings, essentially. So I need to have it handled so where it's like, okay, if you're on the street level, we have to do things this way. If you're on the rooftop, we have to handle it this way. And if you fall off on the edge of the building, we need to have you just fall into a void and fall back to the street. So that's special to Robo City. I'm going to turn on my lights here because it's going to get a little dark. Alright, so right now it's not handling that part properly. There's still some bugs there. Like you saw when I was playing, it went straight from street level um, to rooftop level. That shouldn't be happening. That's actually the first time it's ever happened. So let's figure out why that's happening. So here is the part where we're checking for Robo City. We got X is 3, so 3 is the rooftop, 4 is the void where you're falling from the rooftop, and 5 is the street level. So and 0, 1, 2 is the insides, which is base level. So right now what we need to do is, okay, so we're going here to load section. So it's saying, hey, we're in Robo City, we need to go down here, so we're going down here. Now it's checking if we're in the rooftop, the falling down, or the street level. So that first problem we had was it just went straight to the rooftop from base level. That should never happen. So let's see if we can fix that right now. So here's the point where it's like, okay, if we are on the street level, then we need to go here. Okay, so here it's saying, hey, if we're on the street level, guess what? We should be picking a random number from 0 to 2, which is what this is doing. It never should have been on 3. 3 is the rooftop. See, this will pick 0, 1, 2. Adding these 3 numbers together. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute, I think I just found it. Because these can be 0, each one of these can be 0 or 1. When you do a rand divided by 128 or a rand in 1, it will pick a number between 0 and 1. So if all these end up being 1, it'll be 3. And if that happened, it's going to the rooftop. And that's what happened. For the first time ever, all these were 1. Which, let me tell you something about Atari randomization. It likes to pick 0 a lot. So, for it to be 3 was pretty rare. Wow. Okay, so why did I do that? Well, because it could be 0 through 2. Now it's X. Let's do this. Okay. So we're going to start off X being 0, because when we get here, it's something else. We want to reset it, because we want it to say, hey, you want to be 0 to 2. So actually, hold on. Let me set it in here. So we're going to go 0, X equals 0, plus. Now we're just going to add these 2 guys. Meaning, it can be 0, 1, or 2. That explains why it went right to the rooftop from the base street level. That should not have happened. Now I think that will solve that. Because now that's just saying, hey, it can be anywhere between 0 and 2, instead of 0 through 3 like I had it. So it should never go to 3, which is what we want. So, okay, that fixed that problem. But another problem I've had, and you saw it in that playthrough, was when you're on the rooftop, the exits are not showing up in the proper spot. And I think that has everything to do with how it's setting up my section exits. Section exit. Let me say that again. Section exits should always be on the bottom of the screen in the rooftop, because there's going to be no exit on the top. That just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, it's always going to be on the bottom. So one part of this program is setting up the section exits in the proper spot, I think. Let's see, this is loading the section. This is setting up my exits right here. Peak level Robo City and X2 goes to level prep. So there'll be times, as I said, this is my first stream, so there'll be times probably if I'm doing like streams on programming like this, where I'm gonna have to really think about what I'm looking at and how to fix a problem, where I might not talk a whole lot. And this might be one of those moments, because I gotta figure out where section exit is not, hey Bosch, is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. I need to find the spot where it's actually supposed to be setting these up. Section exit, okay. Section equals 1, 16 is 0. Okay. So when you're on the rooftop, which would be 3. Okay, then go to level prep. So it's actually setting up the section exits somewhere else for Robo City. Oh, here's my beep tester. Then the tinnitus simulator that was happening there. I'll just get rid of that. I don't need that anymore. That's just a test whenever I was hitting 0 on my randomizer. So let's get rid of that. That will no longer, the annoying beep will no longer happen. And where am I setting my section exits now for Robo City? That's what I need to find out. Cool. So I'm going to level prep here. And this part basically takes care of spawn points. LP2, level prep 2. That's what that stands for. Draw level selection. Section choosing. That draws the level on the screen between the transitions. So by that point, it already has figured out where the exit is going to be. So I'm not interested in that part. This part here might have it. So city spawn is where this is happening. It's bank 9. It's the next bank over. So we're going to go down there. Look for city spawn. What is going on here? Hold on a second. So we got city object. Oh, that's the objects. Okay. Am I in bank 9 yet? Oh, these are just load objects, which is the enemies. So I don't have to worry about those right now. There's one enemy in the rooftop that it locks up on. It's a new enemy. You won't see it yet because it locks up on it. It's a flying enemy. Yeah, I got a flying enemy now. He's on the rooftop. It makes sense because it's open air. And he's supposed to show up and drop crap on you, which, is a lot of fun to deal with in those kind of, platformers. When you have flying enemies high above you that's dropping things on you. Those are always fun. So I want to have that in this game to make it challenging. And he's locking the game up every time he shows up. So I have to figure out what's going on there. But right now I need to figure out where. Junk level data. That's the next level I might be working on. So there's some setup for that right now. City level data. Here we go. So I have it set up now for depending on the sections. Where to go to. So it's just doing base level stuff, base area stuff for the first 3, 0, 1, and 2. And then 3, 4, 5 is the city, has city parts, which has its own. This is the rooftop. This is the, let me use my mouse here. This is the rooftop. This is the void when you fall from the rooftop. Notice how it doesn't load any data from my table. It just says it's 0. It's a blank screen. That's what it's saying. Which saves a lot of data, by the way, by just doing that. And here's my the street level. This is where it loads the data for that shows on screen. This is the level essentially. These are all the sections. So here's the base. There's 6 sections there. 255 bytes each. Full data length there. Load base spawn. Base stuff. These are all the spawning points for all the where you can end up when you show up on the screen, and where you can exit. City only has 2 because one's a void, so I don't need data for that. This is up here's the rooftop. Down here is the street level. Load city spawn. I think this is where it sets my yeah. All right, I'm gonna try forcing the action here and setting up my section exits to 1, which would be the bottom for the rooftop, which is 3. So if this is the case here, that's from the section exit. It doesn't look like I ever set that the section exits. The only time it will ever show up here, LCS3, is if you're on the rooftop. I think. Yeah, because if it's on the street level, it returns by this point. So, right here, I'm going to try and force the action. I'm going to try to force the section exit to be on the bottom because it can't be anywhere else. So we're going to set it to 1 right here and see if that solves that problem. So we're going to do that. Yeah, just one thing I need to add. The thing is, though, I needed to add it in the right spot. So we'll see if that does it. So let's start the game. Compile it, run it. There it goes. I'm going to change that. Let's try this again. I want to get to the rooftop. That's why I'm see, okay, here's what I wanted to talk about. Okay, see how the dropper ball is kind of bouncing downstairs, which is really cool. That was the idea of the dropper ball originally, and it never did it. This is the first time it's ever done it up the stairs. And then as I'm seeing how the ball is dropping down the stairs, I can see why it didn't bounce around like I had planned in the actual levels. Because you can see the air that's getting off the ground, not very much. I need to change that so it really bounces. That was the idea of this dropper ball, was that it actually bounced off the ground, but never did. It's kind of, and then it finally bounces on that ball, which is kind of weird. So I gotta figure out why that's happening. But that's not something I'm really worried about. So I'll go back to that when I start tweaking, fine-tuning. That's part of the interesting kind of fine-tuning of the program that comes along. There's other changes I'm going to make too. One of which is the power-ups, all the power-ups. Instead of them floating to you, they'll just drop you at the time. I'd rather that do it that way. Oh, he's in jail. He's in local jail. Oh, poor guy. Back here again. I just want to get to the rooftop. Can I just get to the rooftop? That's all I want to do. Thank you. And so, no, we did not. It's still I am here. Well, see how it's going to fall through the crack. It's going to think I'm going back into the level. Yeah. Figure that out. Why it's section figure out what's going on there. Just kill me. Thank you. Yes. Okay, so that didn't fix it. Although I'm forcing it here. Section exit is 1. And I'm pretty sure section exit being 1 is the bottom. I'm almost 100% certain that is. I could be wrong. Let me see. We go into LCS3. Okay, so it's returning the other bank. I just want to see where the flow of the program is going from this point once I set this. So it's going down here. This is definitely the rooftop area, and it's going to return from where it came, which was Load City Spawn. Load City Spawn. Okay. Which Where is that? That is probably. No, that's the object stuff. Load City Spawn. Okay, so it's coming from here. So when it does that, then it goes to LP2. Then it goes to LP2. Says the section starts here. Level data pointer for the scrolling. It says, okay, that's where that is, so it knows where to start scrolling in data for the screen. And then, okay, it's everything else is set. So me forcing the action, I wonder if I got them mixed up. Meaning, maybe one is. Let me go back. It's so hard to remember all this stuff. I mean, you're looking at this code, you're probably going, what the hell is this? It's half the time when I look at this code, I think the same way. It's like, what the hell was I doing here? How did I come up with this? It's quite possible that this needs to be 0. If I got these mixed around, it's believe it or not. Let me actually, now that I have the desktop being captured, let me. I'm keeping notes of a lot of things. So here's Notepad++, and here's the rooftop, by the way, level design. And you can see here's a game notes text. Like, okay, here's the base. Here's the level data, level information. Like Seaways 8, Robo City 7, Junkyard 6. Just so I remember. It's also my code to reminder statements. Like the enemy robot 0 is the standard one. 1's the dropper. 2 is the shield. And this one, enemy spawn X locations. That was a temporary, like a post-it note kind of temporary thing for this. Now I've got like 2 here. One for variable documentation. Look at this guy. This tells me like all these variables, like what they do, and like every bit that what if this bit is set and this is what it does. I had to do this or else I would forget. I mean, look at this. There's no way that you would remember this. Just keep it in your head. But this is what this all means. So, I know, right? It's kind of complicated stuff. So, like enemy direction, 0 is facing right, 1 is facing left. I should probably have one for is 0 the exit at the top or 1 the exit at the bottom. Which one is it? I don't know. So, yeah. That's. I don't have any info on that if 0 is the top or the bottom. I can tell you. So this is just kind of tells you, like I have this one for ROM banks, like what each bank has in it. Like here's bank 1's for initialization, logo screen, setup, roguelike levels. 2 is the main game loop, the main player routines there, all the controls and the sprites, and then 3 is boss fight setup and the robot rescue routine when you rescue the robot. You still have space left in that. Scrolling routines here, home base stuff when you're actually in your home base and you can actually transfer your energy and all that stuff. All the stuff between the levels happens in here. 5 is for all the enemy stuff. 6 is for your missile and ball routines, and when you get hit, what happens, and you power up. This is all that stuff. And your soundtrack routines are all in this bank. 7 is all the sound effect stuff. Atari Vox, which I'm trying to implement, but it's having problems. I don't even have a Atari Vox to test with, so it's kind of just there, hoping that it'll work. Maybe I can find somebody that actually has one and they can test this out for me. That'd be great. Level Bank 8, you've been seeing that. It kind of tells you what here. It's like all the prep stuff, the spawning data, and there's enough room left to implement all the data. So then base 9 is for the base level, and which now I haven't updated this in a bit. We're going to put 9 I've assigned to what is it? I've assigned Robo City data and loading routines, and Junkyard is going in here as well. Junkyard data and loading routines. Every bank's gonna have 3 levels. Okay, and here's all the music stuff. 13 through 15 is for music, which is 12K. Would like to have 16K, but oh well. I've got 4K reserved, 16K reserved for the level stuff, level data, and routines, and then I want to have 16K for the music, but I didn't give myself that much. Kind of needed an extra bank for the program, so that's what kind of happened there. There's 16 sure, but a lot of that is used for graphic storage automatically by Atari Basic. So whatever is left over by the time I'm done with the code is what I have to play with in 16. So I might be able to use a short song in 16. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll put some of the routines in there that leaves me enough space for. Like when I did Zippy, by the time I was done with all the graphic storage, I still had, I think, around 1.5K about to use. So I used some of the game ending stuff, like when you beat the game and all that stuff happens. I put a lot of that in 16. Whatever it let me have at the end is what I had free reign with for the game ending. There was more I wanted to do with it when you beat the game, but I didn't have the space for it. I mean, when I used that 64K for Zippy, I used every bit available to me on that game. I wanted to do more with the ending than I did, but I didn't have enough space for it. So it's like, well, I'll do this for you, and that's all I can do. I'm sorry. Speaking of which, Zippy has a special ending. I wanted to have a special ending, so I actually reserved some space for that. And I've talked about this in an interview once, so if you didn't see that interview, it was with, gosh, I can't remember his name now. I believe he's German, and he has like his own YouTube channel, and he does a lot of like homebrew reviews, and he's talked to me he's interviewed me a few times about certain things. So we talked about Zippy a little bit. I let him know about the special ending and what it takes to get there, and in order to hit the special ending in Zippy, what you have to do, I'll let you guys know right now, the 1 or 2 viewers I have watching, to get to that special ending, all you have to do, like this is easy, all you have to do is beat all the levels and get all the gems. That's all you have to do. Isn't that easy? If you do that, you beat every single level, get all the gems, you get the special ending. And what is a special ending? I'm not telling you. You have to find that out for yourself. And I hope it works, because I tested it on my end through the emulator, and it worked. However, I did not have the patience to try to beat all the levels and try to get all the gems when I did the final version. I was like, I'm just going to assume that it's still there and working, and I hope it is. Because how I tested it before was I just set variables up to like automatically give it to me, just to make sure that the special ending worked. And then when that was all debugged and everything was working properly, I set the game back to regular mode. And so I never got to the point in regular mode where I beat all the levels and got all the gems. So the way it's programmed, and if everything's working right, you should get the special ending. And well, I have yet to find somebody who's done it to let me know if it works. So I don't know, maybe it could be you. Anyway, so yeah, this is confusing. So I gotta find out if setting it to 0 here will actually work. So let's go through the gambit one more time. Get shot by a lot of robots, that's always fun. it's just there. Quit randomizing. Oh, it's again. Okay, let's see. As you can see, there's other things that I'm trying to get this. Oh, okay. There's a little second. Basically, the princess recipe. I want to go up. Down. Just shoot me down. That's what I want. Here we go! It's not just that, it's not even like... loading up it's like half it's like scrolling. Back in jail again. Yeah, there's something really wrong. Oh, now we're getting to this. Just end it. Oh, get out of there. What's going on? I need to fix this. Thank you. Oh, God. What did I create? Oh, I don't know what's happening with... There's something really wrong right now with... I'm going to just run this out for the moment. There is something really wrong with how it's doing stuff on the Robo City level, because on base area, it never did any of this, even though it's reusing half a base area. So I need to really figure out why it's not doing exactly what it is I wanted, especially on the rooftop. The rooftop is what's really getting me. It keeps spitting me out in the same place, and it's annoying, and it's not scrolling. It's just like, there you are, same place, we're not going to give you an exit, we're going to make you fall off the side of the building and back into the inside somehow. I mean, you basically have gotten to see what RoboZ is like for right now, as far as what Robo City goes. It's been torturous, to say the least, about trying to get this debugged and working properly so I can finally move on to the next level. But I've been stuck on this for I don't know how many months now because it's not doing what I want to do, and every little thing I'm trying to do to make it work is not fixing the issues. It slowly is, but not to the point to being really productive, because it takes me like hours to finally fix a tiny little problem. And I'm doing this all in my spare time. I'm not getting paid to do this. So this is all in my spare time. You know, I could be outside, you know, enjoying the snow. Yeah. You know, I could be out doing other things, and instead I'm doing this, and it's just not being very rewarding right now. It really isn't. It's been more of a headache. So I'm going to jump over to, just to let you guys, let me see here. Got 3 watching, cool. Okay, or 2 people watching. But anyway, I'm going to jump over here to Robo City. And what this is the actual song I'm using for Robo City. So you can see here, this code, this is all the music data for that song you've been hearing. This is what it takes to write music on the Atari. It's very tedious, and I hate it. I'm actually trying to. I have a kid's keyboard that I saved from a dumpster that still works. It just had a small problem with the speaker, and I fixed it. But I want to convert that to something I hook directly up to the Atari with an Arduino, and so I can easily write music for the Atari with it. Because doing it this way is like just like sticking 1,000 needles into your eyeball, and I hate it. So it takes so long to write music for this game, for the Atari. So here's what Bay City actually sounds like on its own. I'll just play it for you. As you can probably tell, it's a little bit different from what you're hearing in the actual game, and that's because what's in the game is an older version of the song. I've made a few changes since that, and this is more or less the final version. There might be a few little tiny tweaks I'm going to make to it, but that's essentially what the song is supposed to sound like for Robo City. This takes up about 2K of data space, by the way, which is a lot. And this is using the new method that I've come up with for writing music for the Atari. If I was using the standard way that I used in Princess Rescue, if I used in Zippy the Porcupine, it would be taking up a lot more data. In fact, every song would be about 3K of space on average. This cuts it about a quarter out of it, right? This new format I developed. So, so it's saving a little bit of space right there. So that's what that song sounds like for Robo City. As far as Robo City itself working, I wish I could say it is. But it's not. I gotta find out what's going wrong and what's going wrong with the rooftop. The rooftop is not loading properly. I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna do something a little more quote unquote fun than trying to debug why the section exit is not showing up. See, it never goes here on the rooftop. Excuse me, let me take a drink here. There we go. So, yeah. I don't think this is happening anymore, so that's good. Yeah. Okay, what I'm gonna do now, as I said, I'm gonna come back to this. This is just kind of boggling my mind. Anything that like takes a lot of effort to try to figure out what's wrong, I'm just gonna do off stream, because if I do it on stream, it's just gonna be me going, I wonder what this thing over here. Maybe, that's what it's gonna be for like 15 minutes straight, and that's not very entertaining. So anything like that, I'm just gonna leave off stream. And in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is here we go. So here's the street level of Robo City. And as I said, I'm not a big fan of the RC Cola sign. I'm gonna get rid of that because it's not working for me. And I do all this in text. It's basically a 128 by 11 grid with the 12th line for spawning points for the enemies. That's what's down here on the bottom. These numbers are for. And then what I do is I save the text file, and then I wrote a program in Quick Basic 64 that takes these text files, converts the data into something my Atari program can use, and then I just copy and paste that data, and then saves that to its own data file. And then I open that, and I copy and paste that data directly into my the code in my game. That's how that works. But I hate these RC signs. They're not working for me. So I'm just going to go and get rid of them. So the dots mean it's an empty space, and the X means it's a playfield block. Pretty straightforward. So what I'm thinking of doing, because one thing I did in the environmental setup in this engine was I decided to make the playfield blocks solid colors, just the same color, because I wanted the ability to have background lines, color lines that could be different colors. And the reason why I wanted that, because there are levels in this game that's lava, water, ice, for example, that I wanted the ability to show, like, hey, guess what? There's lava here, or there's water here. And by doing that, I can change the background lines a certain color to show up as a different color on the screen to indicate that, hey, this is a pool of water, or this is a pool of lava, or whatever. And so I decided to have the compiler options to be that way. So I'm thinking in this case for Robo City, what I could do is I could set up instead of having those stupid big ass signs in your face, that I could have something that might look like a street lamp, like hanging out like over here, like this. Maybe, if I do something like this, it might look a little too blocky, like that. And then I could use the background color, like on these three lines, to be like a kind of a grayish white, and then it could be kind of cool to have, like, it looks like it's shining light down, or maybe have like colors, like yellow colors coming down. I don't know yet. Something I've kind of been thinking about the past few days, instead of having those big RCs. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. Excuse me. So now I'm going to change all these RCs here, which I just was not happy with those. That's a lot of when you're making games, or just being creative in general. There's a lot of experimenting, finding out what works and what doesn't. And these big RC signs here really didn't cut it for me. And like with anything creative, once you do something, it's not set in stone. You can go back and go, you know what, I'm not quite a big fan of how that turned out. I'm just going to change it. Sometimes it can be hard to do. I know. You get kind of married to a drawing or a design or an idea, and you want to stick with it even though it's not working. But you got to tell yourself that, hey, there's a reason why this isn't working, and no matter how many times you bang your head on the wall, it's not going to change anything. You got to just be okay with the idea of it's just not going to work, and fix it, essentially. So I'm having another street lamp right here. That's essentially what these are going to be. I'm guessing it's going to look like total garbage when I actually show it. So that's just what I'm going to do. Make sure I'm not doing these on the spawn points too, because that might screw things up. Anything with this big RC Cola sign, it's not RC Cola, I meant Robo City. I'm going to change, and I'm going to make them street lamps. Now the lighting effect I'm talking about, it's not implemented yet. I mean, it kind of is, but it's just not in the part of the code that it needs to be right now. So you're not going to have any lighting effects, at least not right now. So it's not going to show up like that, but we're just going to have like these street lamp kind of a thing, or idea of that's what these are. I just want to see what they look like. They don't look like total garbage. So we're going to just kind of, oh, that's going to look like garbage. I can already tell. These two over here might be okay because there's enough, there's enough empty space between these spots to really show that, hey, this is just not a little noose-looking thing like you're playing Hangman. This over here, on the other hand, it's kind of muddled with all this extra stuff, and it might not look like a street ramp. This wall needs to be here. Well, technically it doesn't need to be there, but I'm trying to like wall off these areas to make it look like, hey, we're going inside a building. It's the Atari 2600. It's not like I have, a whole bunch of ability to show detail. So it's just kind of the impression. All right, so you know what? I'm just gonna save this, and I'm gonna run the program to convert it. So I saved it now, just to see what it looks like. See if I get kind of the idea of it doing what I want it to do. Let's see, Atari 2600, Z Final, level generator. Let me see here. Where is it? There's a program, Text Lev Z. That's the program, Text to Lev Z. So I run this program, right? And I saved it, right? So City 6. So it's City 6. And so I'm going to run this program. Here we go. Level to open. We're going to call it City 6. Don't need to put the extension because it knows what it is. It's a TXT file. So I type that in. Wait, was it City 6? I gotta double check. Yeah. And I'm going to hit enter. And I did this display like this to show that, hey, it's indeed doing something. And it did it. Now it says, do another. No. Okay. So now I have a file called city6.dat. Now let me open that. And there's all my data. It read that text file and spit out all this data for me to copy and paste into my code. So I need to find the spot where I need to paste it. So data city 3 is where that needs to go. Because that's the street level. Oh, crap. So I just kind of, you know what? Streaming this is really throwing off, oh geez, some of my mouse abilities a little bit. Okay, there we go. So we're going to take the old data, we're going to paste the new data on top. Looks very similar. It's not, I have to add a little space in between each one or it's going to error on me because it needs indentation. Alright, now we save it. Now let's see what that looks like. So let's run it. Okay. Robo City, here we go. Here we go! That's the one that's further up. Okay. That's what I thought would look like. It sure does. Alright, so, let's just do this. I'm just going to rerun it again. Remember, it's a roguelike. It starts you off in different spots. So let's see if we can get to the beginning. This is that's that'd be cool. Alright, so let's try again. I want to. Usually it starts you off at the very beginning. It's not doing it this time. Of course, when I want to, it did it again. Okay, let's see if we can get it to go where I want it to go. Come on, right away. No. Right into the pavement. Right into the pavement. Can't have that happen. I need to change something. Oh, right into the pavement. All right, let's try this. Come on, at the very beginning, like you used to do. Okay. there's an enemy that locks the game up because he's a new enemy. I programmed him, and he's not working. He locks the game up. So that's what happened there. So that's another bug I need to fix. But right now, I want to make this part of the street level not look like diarrhea. So I coming back. Let's close that. That was me looking at the base level. Okay, so here's these little guys. It looks like I'm in the middle of playing a game of Atari Hangman. Not a big fan of that. Maybe I can, make it look more like it's kind of opening out, like something like that. Yeah. I like that better. Let me see. No, that doesn't look like anything. I kind of like it better. I don't know. This over here, I'm not sure. I'm not gonna be able to make it look like what I want it to. See, on this, when it drops you back down out of the base level, it's supposed to give you the feeling of, hey, guess what, guys? I'm coming back from second level, back onto the street, and instead of drop me out of an elevator shaft. So that's not working for me either. Yeah. There's a limitation with this. One of the limitations is that, guess what? There's only 128 pixels in width for every level section. So the street level can only be 128 pixels wide in total. So if I have steps going down, that's going to eat into that whole part of going up and down to street level. And cheese whiz. It just doesn't give me a lot of room to play with. I mean, this whole part right here, you can see, is like a third of what I've got to work with. Right here. And I don't like the fact it drops you back into the street from the second level. I want to make it feel like you're coming down the stairs in the second level and you're going right back onto the street. That's what really what the feel is. Problem with that too is the way the game is programmed is if you jump up into the sky up above this, it transfers you to the next part in the next section automatically. So I have to be careful. I might disable that for street level. No, I can't, because that's how you get into the second level. There's one level where I have to disable that. That's going to be for Skyway, because in Skyway, you can't. It's like a little bit like Robo City level is. It has kind of its own special way of doing things. Skyway doesn't have any level data. It's not going to have any level data. It's going to be basically randomly generated in front of your face. It's going to auto scroll on, because this is a level that requires. I mean, you can get through it with your regular abilities. Okay, it's just not going to be easy. This is the level that's going to want you to have the floating ability, and so I mean, there's going to be a lot of gaps. That if you don't have the floating ability, you can still do it, but it's not going to be easy. And but if you have it, it just makes it easier to navigate. So it's just basically like throwing platforms at you as you're scrolling along. Hopefully, and if you fall down, then you just get beamed back to your home base, and then you have to do it over again. Because you can't die by fall in this game. That's not a thing. So you don't have to worry. You're not going to be able to fall to your death. There's no such thing. I'm not that cruel. So, so there's none of that. But in Skyway, there's no going up or down. It's just you're just going left and right. That's it. So that's where I'm going to disable the, hey, if you jump up into the sky, you're going to go up to the next side. There's not going to be that in Skyway. So I do want you to be able to go up and down, like steps. So we're going to get rid of this street lamp here. Goodbye. As I said, nothing's set in stone. I'm not married to it. You know, if it goes away, it goes away. It's just a bunch of X's. It's 128 bytes in width. It's not a lot. It's just basically I made a drawing that I didn't like, and now I'm going to re-erase it, not start over, but I'm erasing this part of the drawing and redrawing it essentially. So here's what I'm doing with that. And just making a step down. As you can see, I'm hitting like the halfway point already. Oh, this looks like a mess. Well, at least this guy's here. Who's one? Number one is, I think, a regular robot. I want to put another one here, like on a ledge. Oh, wait. I just remembered. The whole reason why I talked about jumping up into the sky was it gets you automatically up. I don't want you to come back down and go, oh, well, I guess I can just go back up again. One of the other problems I also noticing is it's not. One thing it's not doing is accumulating my progress. Because I've been running through this level at times for like 15 minutes, going through a whole bunch of stuff, and I should have reached the boss, and I'm not getting there. So I need to check how it's handling my accumulation in Robo City, because in base area it's working fine. I'll get to the boss in base area, but for Robo City it's not doing it. And that's because I had to kind of reprogram a little bit how it accumulates the level in Robo City, because I didn't want you to run around the street level and go, hey, I can just accumulate so much of the progress you need just by just be down in here. Well, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna make it less, so you don't get to the bosses easy. But I don't think you can get to the up here by jumping. I think this will be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. So when you do drop down, at least, hey, I'm dropping down to this, which brings you down the stairs to a stairway case, which makes more sense to me. So this works, and then there could be a guy just hanging out here going, hey, I'll shoot you. Oh, you know what would be good here? I don't think you can jump over here. So you know what? Right here, I'm gonna add. You know that guy that runs around on the platform and then slams his fist down and does that big shot that kind of swims from left to right. I think I'm gonna put him up here just to be a dick and have him just kind of be in the way. And you can like jump shoot him here, but when I reprogram the game where the ability just doesn't fly to you, it just kind of stays over here until you collect it, and then fades away, you're not going to be able to get its ability. Because it's going to be like, yeah, you shot me, here's my ability. Oh, you can't get over here? Oh, I'm so sorry. That's just the way it's going to have to be. So that'd be kind of cool. I had to put like a spawn number for him. Because he's not here, he's not programmed in. So what I do on these spawn numbers is some of them repeat, as you might notice, like 0 is in the same place. 0 is that dropper bot that you're seeing right here that shows up in the beginning of the level of the stairs there. That's what that is. It's 0. So 0 is meaning 0 essentially in the program tells RoboZ to tells the game to put the dropper bot right there, like on this column or this row. I always forget what rows and columns the difference is. If it's left and right, up down. But it tells them like this column or row to put it here and put that dropper bot there. And then this 0 over here says the same thing. It says put it on this column or row and the dropper bot, and they're on the same level, so it works. 2 is, I think, the dropper bot as well. Yeah, it's a dropper bot. So 2 just says, hey, I can put you here. You know what? Because this is where you fall in, you'll never see him. The enemies will be spawned only when you scroll them on. So when you fall here, you'll never see this guy. I just realized that. So I'll just have to get rid of him here. He just won't show up, no matter what. So everything has to be where you spawn in. Everything has to be beyond a 32, or else you're not gonna show up because there's 32 pixels on the screen, left to right. So let's see. 101, 101. So starting down here, you can see 93. So I'm just curious if this guy would ever show up. I don't think he will. So 33 plus 32 is, yeah, he's not gonna show up. 125. Yeah, he's not showing up either. This guy will. He's showed up before. So I can get rid of him. He'll not show up. Well, this guy won't show up either. If I'm following here, and he's supposed to be right here, I need to scroll him on. You know what? I'm just going to keep it the way it is right now. Because I've thought about reprogramming the game to when it plots the level data on, plots the level on when it transitions, that it's going to automatically spawn the robot that's if there's one supposed to be there. I'm thinking of changing the program to do that, and if that's the case, then these guys will show up eventually. So I might not make that change right now. I might just leave it. So I'm making stairs. I want it to look bad. Do I really want a platform there? You know, it'd be cool. Let's get rid of this wall. You know what? I like the idea of having the steps just going up into something. So let's get rid of these walls. They kind of look like garbage anyway in the game. And we're just gonna X. I'm gonna scroll down here so I can see chat if there's anything being chatted about. Yeah, I didn't think so. I'm surprised I actually have people watching still. That's shocking me. So I'm gonna add some steps. Just kind of like I did over here. It'll be kind of cool. Let's make this. Oh, I know. This no longer is viable. By the way, it's one here. He has to move over this way. It'd be kind of cool if I took this away. Actually, made this a street lamp. You're thinking, what does look like a street lamp? Well, yeah, you're right. It doesn't. Yeah, that's not gonna look like it. The reason why I put 2 X's, by the way, is because the way it's programmed is if it's just 1 X in width, meaning 4 pixels, you can actually jump through it. If you time it right, I've been able to do it. So it's like, yeah, the walls have to be double thick, so you can't accidentally jump through them. That was me. Basically, it was a workaround for me not being able to figure out why you can do that in the code. I don't know. Let's see. Does that still look okay? I don't know. That to me over there still looks more street lampy over there than this does. This looks more like the base of the Eiffel Tower. I do want it to. It's gonna look really blocky anyway. And remember, each X is a 4x8 pixel. It's not 8x8. It's 4x8. So I don't know. If I just do this, let's see what does that look like. Make sure my caps lock is already on. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything. Let's see. Do something like this. And I get the base of the Eiffel Tower. Base of the Eiffel Tower again. So X, 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 X. So that is essentially a TP. It looks like it's coming from a pole. The pole's coming over, shining down. I don't have that ability. Well, what if I read it the other way? Hold on a second. This is coming down, back on the street view, right? So we're coming back from the building, inside the building, going down to the street. And if I have it come out the other way, I'm just curious. I don't even know if this is gonna even this look is gonna even work for me. I don't know. I know it's kind of floating out there, but it's supposed to look kind of like that. You know what I can do? Like add a background element, maybe like a couple lines of background color to make it look like it's actually like hanging off in the background. I don't know. Might be something to consider. I have to experiment. It's like one of those things I have to experiment with. Like earlier in Robot Zen, I was thinking about possibly adding some in the base area, some colored lines in the background to make it look kind of like it's like in a way like three-dimensional, like there's some depth to the room, but instead it looked like garbage, so I got rid of it really quick when I didn't like how it was looking. That might be the same case with this, but I don't know. Well, we'll see, I guess. And then here's another, hey, I'm coming back kind of a deal. Alright, get rid of this wall for one. We're coming back. I just want to see what this looks like now. I'm tired of talking about it. So we're just going to do another, hey, we're coming back. And I might actually, because I've been making these walls a little bit thicker, have to change my spawning points a little bit so it works. 54, what do we want to do? Make some steps. Some steps. I've never talked this long for an extended period of time, in a very, very long time, if ever. I'm not much of a talker, so I can feel my voice starting to get a little rough. Yeah, seriously, I don't talk a whole lot. I really don't. I'm a pretty quiet person, really. I know, surprise, surprise. But, you know, I appreciate all two of you that have been here. And by the way, if Luigi, you've been here this entire time, kudos to you, man. I don't know how you put up with me for so long. I don't like this little gap here. So I might. That doesn't look like anything. I don't know. That kind of looks good, I guess. I really don't know. Oh yeah, these spawn points, by the way, I'm gonna have to change them because I'm really changing this part of the level. 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's probably no. That's supposed to be a street lamp. That looks more like, yeah. It's not gonna look. Well, I need to have these steps over here so I can get up. You know, kind of ran out of space. Kind of what I had to do. So this 2 is no longer gonna work, or is it? No, it's not, because he's facing the wrong way. I'm not going to have an enemy there now. 0, is that the same? Oh, it is. That works. Wow. Okay. I'm just kind of surprised. Was 1, I think, is a regular enemy guy. So this actually all works until I get here, I think. Well, if there's a guy floating there, I'll find out. So I'm going to save that. Change my spawn points a little bit because I'm coming back a little in different spots than I used to, like 2 pixels over from where I used to. So now that that's the case, I now have to change it in the game. So here I've got, what is this? Oh, here we go. So my city, oh, those are the objects. There's a place where there's data for, let me see here. Here we go. This is where the spawning data is for the city. Up here is the rooftop, which doesn't seem to be working quite right. And here is the street level. And this is just where you enter. There's no exit spawns because it's all through the top. So it doesn't need them. So I just have these here just for where you enter from the very top, because that's the only way you enter anyway. The street level is from the top. That's all I need is this info. So you can either enter there, enter there. This is the very beginnings. There's 2 spots because you saw the level. I mean, you can only enter through here, right in here, right in here, and right in here, and that's it. So I have to kind of duplicate myself a little bit because there's 8 total areas, and that you can spawn into and spawn out of for each section. And for the base street, you don't need to have an exit because the sky is your exit in this one. So I don't need extra data for that, which is good. Saves a little. It saves me like 8 bytes of space. That's cool. Anytime I can save space on the Atari is excellent. You need as much bits as humanly possible when programming on this thing. So right now I'm just kind of looking at where all my spawns are. So it's looking like I'm going to have to double up a little bit. So instead of 0, 0, that's the rooftop. I have to stay away from that. I've accidentally changed these before. I think I was doing the street level. It's easy to do. Alright, so I'm coming back from 0, 0. I have 9 as one of them, which, makes sense because that means I can just fall in here. Just further up. Where's 9 now? Is it right in here? Okay. 7. It's off screen. Here it is. I guess I can show it to you a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, I have a dual monitor set up, so a lot of stuff's off screen right now. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, you can spawn in here too, which is fine. 26, which now is right here. Well, that's cool. Keep that. Wait. This is 26. Actually, I want it to be. That's right. Subtract 1. That's where it actually spawned you, if I recall. I think. Screw it. Wait. No, because this is 1. Yeah. Subtract 1. So actually, I want 25, not 26. Right there. It's. Yeah, it's just a lot to remember. It's hard. 26. Okay, and then the next spawn point is going to be right here, which is 54. Yeah, so it's be 53 really. I change that to 53. Oops. Back to here. As I said, I want steps. So if I'm like spawn like right here, it's fine. Yeah, you're kind of falling still, but I'm trying to. Well, you know what? I'll just duplicate. That's fine. You just fall into the same area again. No big deal. And then these 2 here are going to be the same value as well. Which is what we got here. 98. 95. So 94. Yeah, because when you come back, I don't want you to like fall. Now, when you first, I just thought of something. So when you start the level, oh no! I'm gonna have to change a little bit of code here because, and this is something I've thought about doing anyway. Because when you first start a level, just in general, it beams you in essentially through a lightning bolt, I guess is what I decided to call it. I don't know, but and it always beams you in like right in here, right in the corner of the screen, no matter what. Well, as you saw, it would like, oh, I'm gonna start you off in this part of the level instead, and it'd beam you into a brick of concrete, which is not fun for anybody. And I just thought of that. It's like, oh, it might like pick this spot and just beam me in this block, and I can't get out. That's a problem. So one thing I'm gonna have to do is change the code for Robo City, where it needs to like look at what's on the screen, and when it beams you in, like Oh, look, there's a platform here. We need to have you land in here instead of in here. So I'm going to have to change part of the code to do that. Because I do want these steps coming down to make it feel like you're at least coming out of a building somewhat. So one thing I was just thinking of was, well, if it makes you come back out of a building, it might like force you out, dump you out right in here or over here, which essentially means we're back to falling again. Which, I don't want to do. I want to make you feel like you're coming out of a building. One thing I thought about doing was doing like an elevator shaft kind of thing, which means I had to do additional programming for that. And, I'm already tight on space. Do I have the space to even pull that off? I think it would be kind of cool, sure, but I don't know. For everything else I want to do in this game, would I be able to do it? So you kind of have to pick your battles. You have to kind of pick and choose. You can't do everything you want to do, unfortunately. Um, it's hard because when you want to do something really ambitious like this, you're finding out like, do you really want to put yourself through all of this just to make this in the game? And is it really worth it? It's hard. It really is. Now, if I was doing this for the Nintendo or something, I'd say, yeah, do that. That'd be cool. I have no problem with doing that. I'll just add it in. You can't quite do that with the Atari because you're so limited in so many ways. So that's something I just kind of overlooked. I was more worried about like, hey, this would be cool. Let me tell you guys what I'm going to do here. And I wasn't really thinking it all the way through. Like, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to need to have like steps for every spot that you spawn out of onto the street level. Which is too bad thinking about it that way, but which means I have to program that spawning thing like immediately if I'm going to test this out. Because if I don't, it's going to just start me off right in the block of concrete, and I don't want that. Then I'll just be dead. I'll just be like as if the mafia got to me and just buried me in concrete. And now I'm just stuck there for the rest of my life. I'd rather not have that happen. That's fine. So which means these spawns, these 9 and 23s and all that, or 25, it's not going to work anymore. So these are just going to be zeros, 23. Then these two spots for coming down the stairs again in the third section. So there's only like 3 spawn points essentially when you're coming back to the street level. It's rather here, here, or here. And here is what, 94? 94. Okay, so 94 is this. So that's as good as I can get for the roguelike element of coming back on the street view. Which, it's Atari. I can't do everything I want to do. You just gotta deal with it. Alright, so there's 3 possible places you can end up. Now, what this is under here, what that is, that's just, I did it again! I just realized I did it again. Oh no. This is this. I gotta remember. This is the rooftop. This is the city. This is the street level. Oh crap! What I have to do is I have to undo like everything I just did in this. This is supposed to be the rooftop, which isn't working right now anyway, but it will need that data. Okay. Where is? Wow. Control Y, please. You need to redo that. Okay, 925, 926. Okay, good. This is where I need to do it. It's right here. My brain, help. My brain hurts. It hurts so bad. 54, 53, yes. 53, 53, just get rid of that. 53, and then, was it 94, was it? For the other one? Send help, brain hurts. Oops. Okay. 35! Yes! Okay. Well, 94 technically. Alright. Hey, 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 hey. You want to see me get beamed into concrete? Here we go. This is what's going to happen. Oh, wait, no. It's not going to happen yet because I need to convert that data yet. I haven't done that. Okay, so we save it. This will be my wrap up for the stream. Getting beamed into concrete. This will be fun. Alright, so we're going to go down here. I'm going to go Love Z because I'm planning to end the stream right now because I've been doing this for like 2 hours. My voice, I can feel it kind of getting a little rattly. And I want to do something else right now. I've been doing this for 2 hours. To be honest with you, I mean, I appreciate you guys being here, all two of you, and for my very first stream ever. I don't know, maybe in the future I can find ways to make it a little more entertaining. But for now, we're just gonna convert this over. This is not every stream I do is gonna be like programming. I don't know. It just depends. I'm just feeling this whole thing out. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So, in the future, so City 6 is the one. Did I save it? I think I did. Do another? No. And now I go to City 6. Where are you? You're up here somewhere. City 6 data. Yes. So I'm bring this up here. I might do a webcam in the future too. I just don't have one right now for this computer. I mean, I can use my phone, I guess, but then I don't have, the stream set up for capturing this. So, I just have to get a webcam. So we're gonna copy that data over now into here, the street. Yeah. Having OBS open really makes this harder, but it's capturing my. There we go. Okay. All right. Oh, now we're at 224. Oh, it's because I have the steps. Great. All right, guys, we're gonna get beamed to the concrete. Let's do it. This will be fun. Let's watch. Row City, we're dead. Here we go. Oh no! That's a problem. sorry if you left because of the volume. I don't know how I can like check that. Maybe it's an OBS, possibly. Ooh, look at this. Ah. Oh, whoops. Well, I guess I made it go away. Didn't mean to do that. So OBS here. I wonder if that's why you can do like sound mixing for like. Oh yeah, I guess so. Desktop audio. What was it at? Wow, that's a lot of options. Oh, here's our desktop audio. Okay, I could probably have lowered it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I could have probably done this, you guys. So I'll be sure next time to do it. And sorry, if I end up posting this stream again, or stream to my videos, um, you just got to. I'm sorry about that. My first time streaming, you're gonna run into problems. And I probably should have had it down like something like this. My microphone kind of sucks, so I have to bump it up. So that's okay. Now I got that. Let's go. I just want to do one more run. If anybody's still around, just let me know if the volume's a lot better now on the game. I see the volume levels. A little bit peaking. Okay. Yeah, that's good. I'm sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize I had it up too high this whole time. Okay. Well, so that's that. That's kind of a peek into programming for the Atari with the Atari Basics, especially with a complex game like this. It's hard. Like I feel like half the time I'm trying just to remember what these routines do because some of them are years old actually. So it's like I get stuck, programming in a certain section for a long time, and then I finally get out of that, and then I go, okay, now I need to add this enemy. It's like, okay, how do I do this again? I haven't programmed an enemy in like 2 years, so I have to remember how that process works. So this is why this has been a very long process for this game. It's just been half the time me remembering how did I do that thing, and then implement it into the game, then I can go back and make it happen again, or add something. There's so many different parts that it's just hard. So yeah, that's programming for you. So thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it, and catch you next time I stream. And I don't know when I'm gonna do that. I don't even know what kind of stream it's gonna be. Maybe I'll play a game. I don't know. So thanks for coming by. See you guys later. Oh, I said see you later, and there's a button here that says stop stream. I don't see it. Am I in the wrong spot? Quite possibly. Let me see. When you're finished, oh, wait. Oh, there's a live control room? Wait, isn't that what I'm doing? Live stream health with. Okay, good, okay, good, okay, good, okay. No active stream. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's okay, okay. Blah, 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 where's stop? There used to be a button up top here that said stop stream. Now I don't see that anymore. Hey, this is cool. I want to stop this. I really do want to stop the stream. I said bye, and then I wanted to stop, and it's like, wait, where's stop? Because it's still streaming. Wait, port your legal. Go to library. What's this? Oh! Oh! Wait, this is for a new stream. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to stop this one. Go away. Stop. Ah! Where is my... Wait, if I stop at OBS, will it just stop? Let's see. Alright guys, thanks for coming by. Take 2 on this. See you later.